Welcome to our channel, RV the Bus.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another weekend. We're here in the bus. As you can tell, last weekend we made some pretty big progress. We got our ceiling in. So we used these, they're like pre-stained, they're like shiplap-y material. And yeah, it was one of the first things that we purchased for the bus. We liked the way that they looked, and we kind of based all of our color choices off of that. We grabbed this first and put it in our cart. We bought the floor that night. We picked our counters. We picked the grass cloth off of it. So we've had a couple questions about the grass cloth. So it comes in a roll. Now this isn't like a traditional, we'll say like a wallpaper. This is actually, it comes in a run. So this is little pieces of grass woven into a backer. So it's got like a texture to it. Here, I can kind of show you, give you like a close-up. I think my phone will capture that. So it has a stitch in it, and they weave it into there, and it's all dyed at a certain time. Now we're putting these on walls, and we just happen to luck out that our walls are wide enough where we're just kind of cutting off a 6-inch piece. But if you were doing like a big wall, you would want these run numbers to match up, because when you put the edges together, there's a potential that this one could be like a completely different shade than the other one. So if you're gonna buy this stuff, if it's something you're thinking about, definitely talk to the company and talk about that specific thing, because if you're putting it up, like I said, one might look drastically different. Oh yeah, last night I cut the hole for the sink. So I used my diamond blade saw and pretty much just abused the crap out of it, and cut the hole for the sink. The sink is not secured in yet. I need to go back to Home Depot once again, and I need some clear silicone to seal this, and I also need some clear silicone for this this black drain that Dana grabbed that matches, and I need some black silicone for this. This is the sink faucet that goes onto the vanity that is mounted. So this is all permanently attached to the walls, and I secured some pieces on the bottom. This is nothing new, you guys have all seen that before. But yeah, I need some silicone for the drain. I know a lot of people use plumber's putty, but we're just going to use silicone just for the fact that I think the bus is going to get a lot hotter than the house, and I don't want plumber's putty to dry up and crack and possibly have a leak. Other than that, today I kind of ran the wiring a little bit for the other, you can kind of see up in here, for the other air conditioning, and it goes down along the side and eventually ends up out here onto the floor. So all of this wiring mess right here, so this is basically where all the wires of the bus go. So we have access to it. There, you can kind of see there's a little lip right here. So there will be a board with a hinge that opens, and that way we can still get in here. We can get to the back side of the thermostat. We'll also, I need to put an outlet over here on the wall, so we'll be able to run a wire for that pretty easily. And we also have some like control panel things that we need to put on this wall, such as tank levels, generator, all that fun stuff. For the rest of this weekend, so today's Saturday, is to get the grass cloth on the rest of these walls. So we have one here, so I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls of grass cloth, install faucets, install the sink, start working on the handles for the doors. And if I get all of that done today, then tomorrow that leaves me with possibly doing ceiling in this room again in Home Depot. I need to go grab some insulation to go up in here. This is ridiculously hot. Like it's 90 degrees right now in beautiful Southern California, and the roof, the aluminum sheet on this roof, I can't even touch it. It's that hot. So we need to put some insulation in there. This is a super hot point of the bus. So we're gonna get some really good insulation to go into there. And then at that point, this room is complete and ready for sealing. And then this room, our back bedroom, will be ready for sealing as well. I need to get some foam we kind of sacrificed our foams for the bathroom to go more forward when we took that bulkhead out. And we got another piece of foam here that we were supposed to go in. So I need to go get a 4x8 sheet of 1/2 inch foam. I need some insulation for that. I need some clear caulk. I need something else. I forgot. Kind of brings up another point. Make lists. There's, like I was saying before, there are so many moving pieces to this bus. The other thing that Dana and I were talking about is when you're over here sitting on the couch, you know, and we're talking and yada yada, and then, you know, we run out of things to talk about. We might want to watch some television or a show or Netflix. We're probably not going to be doing any satellite dish or anything like that. We are a very heavy streaming family, and we also will probably purchase a cell booster so that we can get good cell signal. So yeah, we're kind of exploring putting a TV right here. And what I'm kind of thinking is to have a metal mount that mounts to, there's a metal beam right here, and there's a metal beam right here. So I was kind of thinking of having this come down and having another beam come down from back here, kind of making a triangle. We'll probably have to ditch these guys. These guys are kind of in the way. They stick pretty far out. They're like a good 6 inches off of the window for some reason. You know, you can see the bar. Why is this thing so far away from the window? I don't get it. Why didn't they put it like up in here, up against the window where it should have been? So what we'll probably do is we'll probably ditch these guys. We'll order 2 more of those blinds, and we'll just come up with a method for those to go down. And that will also black out the front of the bus, which would be great to have. So kind of solves that problem. And unfortunately, I'm going to lose my mirror. I'm not going to be able to see my passengers in the back. I needed to knock that guy off too. So we're kind of thinking about putting kind of a triangle-ish 4-point mount. And we're trying to see, or I'm trying to see just how big of a TV I can put in the spot to where I'm probably the tallest person that's going to be coming in this thing, where you don't hit your head on it. So I want it far enough forward so that it's up against the windows. I don't want like a funky viewing angle, but I'm kind of thinking like a 50 or maybe a 42-inch TV could probably fit right up in there. So while I have the walls not completed, I'll probably run another wire down here so that we have power for a TV up there. Originally I wanted to do like a projector and all that, but then we would have like a projector screen. We'd have a big box hanging right here, and I don't know, it just it would be cool, but I think it's just kind of overkill. And the other problem with it is I can't have the screen down while I'm driving. You know, problems. Where are we going to put the TV? I don't want to put it on this wall. I don't want to block our beautiful view out of these windows. That's what we're just kind of brainstorming right now. I need to get some kind of funky radio / iPad to go in there. That's another thing is we don't have a radio anymore. We took the entertainment system out, so we don't really have a radio. I'm not really sure where I would put speakers for a radio either. So I didn't really think about that. I'd probably just do like a small sound bar or something like that, and then run an input to it. That wouldn't be too bad. You know, we could just do like Pandora or something. We could do like a streaming music to it. Most of them have Bluetooth functionality. Probably do something like that. Which leads me also into if we do get a soundbar, so it's kind of something that I need to purchase because I need to run the wires for it. If I'm gonna have speakers back here, I need to be able to put the wires in now. That's something I'm also thinking about. That's today's task list. Now time to get to work. We are working on the drawer pulls. Now there's a million ways to do this and tons of YouTube videos already, but I'm just going to show you the way that I'm doing it. So Dana went ahead and purchased, we've got some 3-inch pulls for the small drawers. We've got some long guys here that are, thankfully they are 5 inches and 1/16. Don't know why they couldn't just make it 5 inches. Why the extra 1/16? It's annoying. These guys go in the center, but lined up with the top of the inner edge. So this is how I do it. First off, I take a piece of tape and I fold over the edge because I'm going to reuse this guy. And that way I run this guy right to the edge like that. And I put them across, and the center of these drawers is marked. So now I know the center line to follow. And then what you do is you go and you get yourself one of these. This is a template. Doing this by hand, you're just bound to screw up. And so what I've done here is I've gone ahead and I measure the center of the drawer, and I got a nice little line on a piece of tape, and then I put my template over it and I figure out which hole I'm going to use, and I go ahead and mark that up with my Sharpie. That way I can't screw that up and use the wrong hole accidentally, because you get one shot at this. And then for this guy, because this guy's kind of a tall drawer, I put him on the middle here, and along with a piece of tape, and I had to make some extra holes. So I've gone ahead and done that. You can see my, my Sharpie line right there of where the center was. And I used the 2 holes, and now I've got those. The problem is the screws that these come with are only yay long. Well, the drawers, the faces are attached to the inner box, and that is pretty much thicker than even the thickness of the screws. So we've got to countersink these screws into the face. As far as I know, there is no way to get this face off. I believe it's like glued or something on there. There is no screw hole anywhere, or I think I see 2 brad nails in on the side, probably with some glue. So these are a permanent deal, and so we go ahead and countersink those in. And we do that with very high-tech piece of blue tape around a drill bit. And we've got our first drawer pull. So that's that. So I've gone ahead and done number 2. I'm going to go ahead and countersink that guy in there, just like the first one, and then we keep going. Now the other parts have a different method. We have another template like this, and this guy is going to mount here, and then you can kind of see we've got some holes here to pick from. So I'll basically do some measure from here to here, mark the center, figure out which hole lines up with it, use my template here for, I don't think we have 5 1/16, so I will basically once I figure out the top hole, I'll figure out the bottom hole. If I have to, I will massage it a little bit and go ahead and put that in. So that's what I'm doing today. All these drawers. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to our end of the weekend wrap-up video that we normally do. And this is just to showcase what we have done and what we've accomplished this weekend. So in case you're new here, smash that like and subscribe. We generally only work on the bus on the weekends. So we are now at our 6-month mark in working on the bus, about to hit 7, which is scary. This is what we've accomplished in 6 months. So this weekend, I really needed to focus on getting the inside of the bus completed, and I'm slowly getting there. There is a lot to do still, and we've made some pretty big progress this weekend. So this is just going to show you what we've done. So just so you know, at the end of every weekend, after I'm done making a mess, I pretty much spend, I don't know, about an hour or so with the shop vac, just cleaning everything. So I finished putting in our ceiling. We still have the side pieces to put on. So we've got some like 4-inch by 1-inch matching boards to this. And, oh man, I need to shut the door. The bugs are coming in. So we've got some matching boards that are going to go down the sides, but I don't want to put those on there because as soon as I put those on there, I'm probably going to need to run one more wire lengthwise to the bus. And that'll just be a pain. So I'm leaving those off until the very last minute when everything is operational, and then we will just zip those right on. So this weekend, if you noticed, we have handles. So I used my handy dandy little jig over here that I've got at Home Depot, and we put most of the handles on. So in the kitchen here, you can see just about every drawer, face, and door and everything has a handle on it. But I kind of realized that this one down here in the sink, now it doesn't open because there's a sink right in behind it. But it's the only one that doesn't have one. So I think I'm going to put one on there just for the sake of having one. The other thing we did, we cut the hole for the sink. So we cut the hole in the countertop, put the sink in, siliconed the sink, mounted the sink, put the faucet on, and that's ready to go. I'm finished working on the lights, and let me grab my light here. So you can kind of see, we've got our cooktop, we've got our Samsung fridge. Oh, the other thing is this is not a storage bay forever for our shop vac. We got our dishwasher, so we ordered a Samsung. It'll be black, so pretty much anything that is like an accessory, we're going with black. This fridge right here, we are going to vinyl wrap this fridge. So we got a smoking deal on this fridge, and yeah, so we're going to wrap it black. That way everything matches. If we go in here, so one of the things that I did, and it was kind of an afterthought, and I'll make another video on this, I'm just going to touch on it very lightly here, is we have a lot of zones of lights. The bus is divided into, I'll call them zones. So we have our living room zone, our kitchen zone, bathroom, bunk, bedroom. So those are our 5 zones. Each zone has 3 rows of lights. Most rooms have 3 lights, so a total of 9. So 9 times 9, it's about 40 something lights, 45 lights. And each, we'll call these sections. The 2 outers function together, and then we have a center. The center is on a different circuit. The reason for that, and I've kind of touched on this briefly in other videos, is in the case that you just want to get into the bus and you want to grab something from the very back, or you need to go to the bathroom or whatever, you can just turn on the center row. And this will illuminate all the center sections, right? And so how do we control that? We are going to use an Arduino controller with a relay board, and we are going to use some code, and we're basically going to have conditionals. So when you get in, let's say the living room lights are already on, but somebody needs to go to the bathroom. Well, you don't want to walk into the dark, and so we are going to have our button up here in the front somewhere. So you'll have, each zone will have 2 buttons. One will be for the zone and one will be for center. So every room will have a way to illuminate the center row and itself, and turn itself off, or turn off the center row. And we're going to use some conditionals in the code. Conditionals for non-techie people are basically if, then, else. So if the zone is on and somebody hits center and the center row is already on, then don't turn it on. Turn on the other ones. If somebody goes to turn off the center row and the living room lights are on, we'll do a quick check. If zone is on, then don't turn off its center row. And that way everything will stay in sync. So I will get into that in a later video. I'm basically writing all that right now. And we're going to be doing a controller board for all of this. There needs to be some logic in controlling the lights and the pumps and heater and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Doing all that with switches and having a switch panel and yada, 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 that's not fun. We want to go on our phone. That's the other thing. An Arduino with a Bluetooth board will allow us to use an app on our phone to control the bus. So when you get close to the bus, the app in your phone will Bluetooth to it. You can turn on the lights. If you're outside and you're like, oh man, I left the bedroom light on, you can turn the bedroom light off just from your phone. So that's pretty cool. Also, an Arduino is extremely small and it doesn't take a lot of power. So that's that. So the big thing that I did this weekend was we did all of the ceilings in the bus. So this is our bed or our bathroom. I also mounted the vanity. We're missing a handle down there at the bottom. Don't mind that. Glued in the countertop. I need to put some silicone along that back wall. We've got our toilet with our sprayer. We've got our grass cloth. Dana's currently shopping for towel bars, toilet paper rolls, hand towel bar, stuff like that. We'll need a soap dispenser, yada, yada, yada. The big thing is in our shower. Let me see if I can get that. So we've done most of the ceiling in the shower. I kind of ran out of wood there. I want to do full planks. I don't want to do split in the shower. So there's that. So I just need to go to Home Depot, get one more piece so I can cut two 43-inch rungs. And you can kind of see how I did it here. So we've got tight to the wall. We went in around that curve. We went up on top of the shower. And once we get to that certain point, we go inside the shower and we'll go inside the shower tight to the wall, and that'll cover up all that stuff. We're going to be replacing our shower head with black. We've got this is all of our wiring here. So this is all of our 12 volt just for lights and all of our switches. So inside the wall here, each wall, we've gone ahead. We've got our two leads there. So on the right hand of the bus, we're going to have a little switch panel right here, and that will control the lights for the room. And all of that goes back into this little nook back here. And this is where all of our relay boards and control panels and all of that stuff will go. It will all be zip tied and wire loomed and all that stuff. It'll all be nice and neat in there. And you can kind of see we've got a lip here. And we'll put some hinges and we'll basically have a nice little door. We'll probably also be able at the bottom here. I don't want to put too much stuff in here because we do have our water pipes down in there. And the more you mess with it, the more likely you'll have a leak. But we are also going to put in a shop vac down in under the bus. And we're going to have a button right about here that will activate the switch for the shop vac. And we will run the suction for the shop vac. And we will have a little port down here on this wall so that you can plug in a hose and vacuum the entire bus. This is kind of the center point of the bus. And so therefore a hose, you know, if we get a 25 foot, that'll go 25 feet in each direction. That's 50 feet. You should be able to reach just about everything in the bus with a 25-foot vacuum hose. And the vacuum hose is just nice and light, and we'll be able to clean. So that's kind of nice. Moving into the kids' bunk room. Again, the ceiling, done. We've got all of our little loops in here for our lights. I still have to do all that. There's all of our wiring that goes back in here. We've got all of our wiring up in there for our air conditioner. Again, we've got our little wires running down in here for our switch. And then in our back bedroom, we've got the ceiling. I also mounted our bed. So our bed is on hinges and that lifts up. And unfortunately, I kind of ran out of time, so I didn't get to the grass cloth, but we need to grass cloth all of the interior walls. So there's 5 grass cloth walls that still need to happen. So what are our to-dos? We need to make doors for up here. So we need cabinet doors for those 2. We need a closet door. We need to purchase all of our pocket doors. So 3 pocket doors. We need to make our drawer doors down here. And all of those all need to be painted. And so what I'll probably do is I'll probably go to Home Depot, get some wood, cut it all up, get it all nice and fitting, buy hinges, and we'll probably have a spray-a-thon next weekend. And that way we can get all of our doors done. That will be a huge win. At that point, we'll have doors. Dana needs to finalize getting, I believe she bought a mirror already. We've got our stick-on tile that goes in this section here. Some will go in this section. Some will go in this section. Dana's also been buying just about everything and everything that you can think of for the kitchen and the bus and towels and bedding. We have all of our mattresses already. Next thing that I need to do is start working on getting the bus functional. This is running all of our plumbing. So I've gone ahead and got, they're all downstairs in the storage bay. I've gone ahead and got all of the water shut-off faucets and valves. So the sinks will have a hot and a cold. I'll be running a T off of the hot for the dishwasher because it only needs hot water. I've got them all for here. I've got the line for the toilet, for the water. We've got our flange bolted in. I need to drill a hole for the drain for this sink. This drain is already good. I just need to run all of the tubing. We've got our HEPVO valves so that we don't get stinky gray water back up into the bus. And so all of these just need to be plumbed and ran into our gray water tank. We need to run a vent up this section to the top of the bus. So we'll be running a vent tube. So what I'll basically be doing is I'll be sticking my hand way back in there with a drill bit, drill a hole in the ceiling, then I'll crawl up on the ceiling, cut a 1.5 inch hole, and I'll be dropping a vent tube down to the bottom, and I'll drill a hole through the floor, and that'll be our vent tube for our gray and black tanks. You need a vent. The stinkies gotta go somewhere. We've got our couches. I love our couches. I think they look really cool. We've got our little seat up here for Dana. Dana bought some new fabric so we can get rid of the butt ugly MCI blue, whatever that is. The other thing is we're looking at possibly, hey, there's me in the mirror. I need to get rid of the mirror. Mounting a TV up here, which means that we will probably be ditching these power roll down shades in favor of putting this type of shade up in there. And that'll be cool because then we'll be able to basically black out the entire front of the bus. Not quite sure what to do about the side windows. Part of me would be cool with just tinting them, but at the same time, visibility is extremely poor in a bus. all you can pretty much see is out of the windows and the mirrors, and I don't really want to sacrifice that. As much as I love having double limo tint on my truck and not being able to see out of my windows at all in a bus, it is just not, it's not a good idea. I'm not sure what we'll do about the fronts as far as blocking those out. Maybe we can make some little inserts that just kind of, with some suction cups, that just kind of suction cup on the glass. That kind of seems like a good idea. Just came up with that. So that's where we're at this weekend, and that's kind of the status of our bus. We are chugging along for our trip coming up here. And like I said, I move pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about making it. I have a lot of time for testing and troubleshooting and perfecting everything. So this will kind of be a one-time shot. We might be fixing on the road or retrofitting. I need to buy myself a little toolbox and kind of get this down from construction and get a dedicated set. You know, I've got some junky sockets, and these are AutoZone sockets and stuff like that that are in here just for, I didn't want to bring my nice tools out here from my toolbox. Just kind of all get her done stuff. You know, just kind of working on this stuff. I am beating on my tools and breaking things, and you know, I needed to be able to push instead of pull, and so I took this apart and turned it around so that I can push with my clamp here instead of pull things together. So I need to kind of get a dedicated tool set for the bus, just basic things so that I can work on it while we're possibly on the road. So yeah, so that's where we're at and kind of where we're headed. It's just a lot of little things right now as far as the inside and just kind of getting it done. Just want to apologize to everybody. Unfortunately, I know I'm not making a lot of like in progress videos where I'm working on things, but again, I am trying to just chug away on this thing. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe.